Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video I'm going to show you how to create a responsive hero section. Let's get to it. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is upload our images. We'll click on the Tools, Multimedia Manager, Upload Media. I'm going to upload from my computer, select both the files and open. Now that they have uploaded, we're going to add our background image to this section with the design tab selected. We're going to click add video or image. We're going to select our image and change background. Next we're going to adjust this nav bar. We're going to select the header. I'm going to click on the background and then I'm going to go down to add colors, and we're going to use this little eyedrop picker to select the color from this image. We're then going to, I forgot to add it. Do that again, click add, select the color and apply. Then we're going to reselect our logo and we're going to change it to white. Whilst we're on the header, we will also add 10% padding on the left and 10% padding on the right. And we'll dock our logo to the left and our navigation bar to the right. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some padding to this section. So we're going to scroll down to find the padding and we're going to add 40 pixels padding on the top, 10% padding on the right, 100 pixels on the bottom and 10% padding on the left. Next we're going to turn this section into a 2x2 grid. In this first section, as we can see, we've got this spaceman image. So we're going to click on the add elements. We're going to grab an image and drop that in, and we're going to stretch that to fill the container. We're going to change the image. We're going to select our astronaut and click update. As you can see at the minute it's a little bit cut off. To fix that, we're going to click on the settings and we're going to change the display mode from fill to fit. We're also going to add some gap between this picture and the elements that will be in here. We're going to have a 48 pixel gap between these two blocks. Next, I'm going to add a container in this section. You could do this by just adding the text and the button that we've got here and then put them into a stack, but I'm going to do it a little bit differently to show how grids work on Editor X. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to tell this to take up 100% of the width, and I'm going to dock it to the right, and it's already in the correct grid cell. On this container we're going to give it a 1x3 grid, as we've got the headline, a paragraph and then our button. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to click on the add elements, we're going to drag a title and attach it to that top grid of that container. We're going to dock it to the left and then to the top. I'm going to copy the text over from the open site to make it a bit quicker. We will paste that in. We want this to take up 100% of the width. We're going to give this a font size of 54 pixels, and we're going to change the font to Space Grotesque. Now we're going to add our paragraph, and that's going to go in the next grid cell. So we want that in the second one. we want this to also have 100% width. I'm going to dot that to the left and to the top, and we're going to go and grab this text. There it is, copy, and we will paste that in. Oh, had a bit of a weird glitch happen then. Let's put that back up to the top. Let's try that again. And paste. There we go. And that is also going to be the same font as the heading font. And then we need to add our button. So we click the add. We select the button. Attach that, and we want that to be in the bottom grid cell. Want it on the left and to the top. We want to change the text to sign up today. We also want that button to be a bit bigger, so I'm going to change that to 200 pixels width, and I'm going to change the minimum height to 48 pixels. We're going to change the background color to white, and we're going to change the text to the same as our other text, and we're going to give that a background color, a font color of black, but we're going to give it a weight of bold. Then we're going to select this container, and we're going to remove the background. Actually, no. First, we're going to select the text and change the color to white. Then we're going to select our container and remove the background. Then we're going to select this bottom grid by selecting this, clicking on this part here, and we scroll down. We can now adjust the heights and dimensions of these grid cells. So we're going to select the third grid row, and instead of having it on a min max, we're going to click here, and I'm just going to change it to max content, and we're going to do that for all three of these. Max content and max content. Then we're going to make sure this container is to the center of the screen. I'm going to add, where are we? Here it is. To the gap, we're going to add an 8 pixel gap between these elements, but we've got a little bit more space between the button and this paragraph. So we're going to select our button, and we're going to give it a little bit of margin on the top of 8 pixels, just to give it that little bit of extra space. And that is the desktop side done. We can actually delete that footer as well. So next we're going to scroll down, make sure it's okay. Yes. And then we're going to go on to the tablet size. If we click inspect, so we can go on to, so as you can see on the tablet mode, we've gone and put everything so it's in a single column instead of two. So the first thing we want to do, we're going to select our section, and we're going to change it from a 2 by 1 grid section to a 1 by 2. We're going to change this image to the bottom grid cell, and we want the text. I'm going to have to select that from here. We want that container selected. We want that in the top grid cell. Then we want to align this text to the center. Align that to the center, and our button to the center, And I've made the button a bit bigger here, so we will change that to 300 pixels. And our image is very small here. To fix that, what we're going to do is we're going to click on this little bit here again and adjust the height of this grid row. And we'll change that to 400 pixels. And because this image is stretched, it will make that picture bigger for us. Add a gap now, so we've got a bit of space between this image and the text. We're going to click here and we're going to add 24 pixels. I'm going to scroll back up. Oh, our hamburger menu icon is currently black as well, so we'll change that to white, and we will dock that to the right and dock our logo to the left. Next, we can close those two to check the responsiveness. And now we're onto the mobile. As you can see on the mobile, we're going to have to do similar changes. We're going to make sure that's docked to the left and that's docked to the right. We're also going to shrink that. You can do that by dragging here, or you can put the pixels you want to use here. We're going to change this font size. I'm going to change this font size to 36 pixels. We're going to leave that, we're going to change that to 16 pixels even. And we've got our image here, but I think this image is now a little bit too big, so we're going to click on this bit here again, and we're going to change the minimum height to 300 instead. Now if we select our desktop and click preview, we can click here and resize to see that it is responsive. As we hit the tablet, it changes, and then when we hit the mobile, it changes again. We've got an overflow problem there. What I have forgot to do is reduce the padding on the section here for the mobile. I tend to like to change it to 5%. On the mobile, we want to do the same in the header. Change that to 5% and that to 5%, and this button we're going to change from having a 300 pixel width to 100%. Check that these are 100% and that's stretched. Yeah, that should fix the issue we were having there with the overflow. So if we keep scrolling down, yeah, there we go. And now it is responsive on all screen sizes. In tomorrow's video, I will be showing you how to create the animation that is used on this website, with this animation being used via the Editor X built-in animation, and this being built using Velo. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.